You'll pay $400 for a fakie, a Canal Street special. Thank you.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki if you are new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on my video today. Today I want to share with you guys how I purchase from the Preloved sites and what sites I use, and show you some of the items that I purchased from Preloved. If that is something that you're interested in, please keep watching. So first, I would like to share one of the first items that I purchased Preloved was from actually a brick and mortar store here in New York called A Second Chance Resale. They had two locations in Manhattan. Specifically, I went to the Soho location and I purchased a classic flap, small, and lambskin. They had it in the window, went in and I purchased it. And I sold with a few items with them as well. But with this item was one of the first, I believe, my first item purchasing from the Preloved market. Back then they called it secondhand or consignment shops, and they had a few throughout New York at the time. They didn't really have online presence the way they do now, but there were some sites obviously that was online. So yeah, one of my first purchases. I have since sold that bag because I felt like I just needed something more, a larger bag than a small, and it was lambskin, so it was getting scratched up. As I told you before, I'm very hard on bags, so I needed to work and I'm not baby in a bag. I need to use it and things like that. So I have since sold that bag. But yeah, that was one of the first items that I purchased, was actually in store. So, but back then they also had eBay, which they still do now, but it was like cowboys and Indians back then. You would like taking a gamble when purchasing from eBay because they didn't have authentication with purchasing items. So you didn't really know until you received the item whether it was truly authentic or not. So a lot of people kind of shied away from shopping eBay, but now they do have a huge authentication program where you can, you know, be at ease in purchasing, and if there's anything wrong, you can always return it. Love that. Because back in the days, child, you'll pay $400 for a fakie, a Canal Street special, and nobody's doing that. Now they have many sites that have Preloved. Preloved market is a huge market right now. It's become like a really huge market, especially with selling high-end items such as like Hermes and Chanel's and Louis Vuitton and things like that. Some of the sites that I purchase from is Fashionphile, that many people know of today. They even have a brick and mortar location here in New York as well. I've purchased and sold on Fashionphile. Also Vestiaire Collective, which is like an international platform where you can purchase and sell from you to just someone, a user logging in. And with that, the reason why I love Vestiaire Collective is because if I'm a seller and you purchase from me, I would then have to send it to Vestiaire to be authenticated and then Vestiaire will send it to the purchaser. If there's anything wrong with the item or it is not authentic, it will then be sent back to me and the money will be returned. So you don't actually send the money to me, you actually send it to Vestiaire for clearance, and then if there's anything wrong, the item will go back to me and the money will go back to you. Love that. So I do highly recommend people to shop Vestiaire. And then you have a larger reach for Vestiaire because you have people all over the world that usually sell with that site. Also, we have the Real that many people shop. I've shopped and I've sold. I have not shopped from Real, excuse me. I've sold many items to Real recently within the last year and a half. I've sold a few items through them, and they have a brick and mortar store here in Long Island and Manhasset Mall. If you know, that's like a luxury strip mall kind of situation. They actually came to my home to pick up the items, and then they take it to their warehouse or wherever they do their thing to authenticate it, and they upload everything, take pictures and add it to the site, and you can kind of see what they listed for, when it sells and things like that. And then you can either put it as a credit to purchasing other things from the Real, or you can just have the money sent to your account, your bank account. So yeah, love that. Also purchased from Rebag. I've heard this through another content creator, and her name is escaping me, I'm sorry, but I purchased 2 items from Rebag. Love them. They have a huge, and again, when other people kind of recommend, that has like a platform, and they have authentication as well, and you can just double check your authenticity through other sites or other places. If you have any, like if you second guessing anything, you know, I would recommend, if you receive item, whether they have authenticity checks or whatever, you can always double check to make sure and put your mind at ease, because these things are expensive. So check the check, okay? So yeah, I purchased from Rebag as well. They also have Poshmark. I haven't purchased luxury from Poshmark, but I do have a Poshmark account where I sell like old Zara items, which is really popular. Old kid clothes of my son, who's now 10, and I have things that he may have worn once or twice. I've sold luxury items there as well, on my Poshmark. And again, I will have everything linked below, as well as my Poshmark, in the event that you are interested in purchasing anything. And they also have Depop, which is an international Poshmark, so to speak. I don't have a Depop account, but I've heard about it and people really seem to love it. So yeah, so those are some of the sites that I've used, I've heard of, I've purchased or sold items to. And yeah, so everything again will be linked below, whether the site or whether my direct, in the event Poshmark account, will be linked below. So if you are interested in looking and taking a look at any of those sites, you can definitely click the links in the description box below. So now let's get into some of the items that I purchased. You've probably seen a lot of these items, but in the event that you haven't, here we go. So for Fashionphile, I purchased and sold. Some of the things that I sold was a wallet on chain that I had, and it was just too damn small, so I sold with them. My Chanel, I had some like small tiny brooches that I purchased and ended up selling with them. I purchased, I've sold a YSL bag. So yeah, I'm very familiar with Fashionphile, especially with selling. It wasn't until recently that I started purchasing with them. So some of the things that I did purchase with them, starting with my Globetrotter. I purchased this December of last year. Love this bag. It said it was shows wear, but it doesn't. And it came with the strap, and the keys, which is downstairs in my bedroom. So it came with the keys and the strap inside. And I love this bag. I get a lot of compliments. This you can't find at Gucci anymore. So I was happy to get it, and I got it for cheaper than what resale is. So next is an item that I've wanted so many years, and I finally got it from Fashionphile back in November of 2024, which is the Louis Vuitton sack plat. I've seen this, and I did a bunch of doohickeys, as I always do, on my bag. They said this shows wear. This is in excellent condition. Like, it's barely looking like it's been worn. And I did, I use this especially in the winter time. I love this bag. This is an old bag that I wanted back maybe like 18 years ago. I first saw this and I loved it ever since, but I just didn't purchase it back then. So I'm happy to have it now, and for way cheaper, probably the price that it was worth then. They were selling it for then. Next would be, I think I got this in November as well, 2024, which is the Cartier small love ring here. I wanted a double stack, and that's where I kind of keep it, so you could see it here. Love this. It came with the box. Oh, and the sack plat did not come with any like dust bag or any. It just came with the real dust bag. The Globetrotter as well just came with the real dust bag. This came with the box and the authenticity card, the Cartier love ring. So and I believe that is it. Oh no, I purchased this from Fashionphile as well. It's called the Pochette Rabat, R-A-B-A-T 23. I don't know. I thought this was so cute, a clutch, because most people use the toiletries as the clutch, and I actually wanted a clutch. So it has like a pocket here, and it has a zip pocket here and an opening here. Has a few scratches, but again, I like my bags lived in, and I can just go like this, and that's why I love this bag. Nice little clutch if I'm going out on the evening and want something to just stick under my arm. Love this, and I got this in September of last year. So yeah, those are some of the items that I purchased from Fashionphile. Next, Vestiaire Collective. I purchased, and yeah, a few things, just a couple things from Vestiaire Collective. First being this small agenda from Louis Vuitton, and it was dirt cheap, and I then took it to Louis Vuitton to get it hot stamped. And if you know anything about Louis Vuitton, if it was not authenticated, if it wasn't authentic, they would not hot stamp it. So I love this little agenda. This was a huge trend. I got this in, when did I get this? Oof, 2018, 19? No. Yeah, maybe 2017 or 18 I purchased this agenda. So the next item that I purchased was this brooch from Chanel, from Vestiaire Collective. And I love this because I went to Chanel, I believe Bloomingdale's, or I think Bloomingdale's. I got these earrings from Chanel. And with these earrings, they come like two, and the turn lock can actually turn. And then they had another one that looks like iridescent that you can change out. And I just love that. And when I purchased this in When did I get this brooch? I believe I got the earrings in 2018, early 2018. And I was looking for the brooch to match, but I couldn't find it. But I did find it on Vestiaire Collective. This does not turn like the earrings. Again, the earrings come with two. So this is like a matching kind of set, and this is what it looks like. And I got this in December 2018, my brooch from Vestiaire Collective. And then recently in December of last year, I purchased this Loewe sweatshirt. As if you've watched my videos, you see I wear this over and over again. Love this sweatshirt again from, and this is a men's small sweatshirt, so love this sweatshirt to death. And the last website is Rebag. Again, I got this from another content creator who was working with Rebag at the time, and she had a great experience, so I decided to look on the website, and I've seen a few things. I purchased this, you would have seen before, the Bottega, what is this called? Hobo. And this is older style, not like the hot bag. This is like the original Bottega in a nice red. And as my best friend calls it, my Santa sack. Loved my Santa sack, thank you. So yeah, I got that in July 2023. And then the last item that I got are these Amina Muaddi shoes. And I got these at, when did I get these? October 2023. And I love these. These are a bit high, so I don't wear them quite often. I may end up selling them. But yeah, I really like these Amina Muaddi shoes. And that's pretty much all that I purchased from the various websites, Preloved websites and stores. Let me share you some of the items that I am looking to purchase from Preloved. One you might have heard, I definitely want a city bag. So I'm looking through all of the sites to see which is the best offer for the best bag. I do want a Balenciaga city bag. I also want, and you would have seen in my wish list video, a Bottega clutch, the pouch, the big large pouch, because you know I just love that. And I'm not sure exactly what color or variation yet, but I do know I want a Bottega clutch, pouch clutch, whatever. Also another Loewe sweatshirt or sweater or hoodie or something like that. I just love it. I want another one, so I am looking on the Preloved market for another one. Next would be a Coogi sweater. I just feel like it's so nostalgic, and I want one, a button-up one, not so much like a sweatshirt or a hoodie. I do want it to be a cardigan, because I'm what? Cardi, yes. I do want a cardigan style Coogi. So I'm looking on all of the websites. I found a few, so yeah. And the last item that I have on my wish list from the Preloved is a Stephen Sprouse item. I don't know if I want a Neverfull or a carry-all or scarf, or I do want something from the Stephen Sprouse collection for my collection. So yeah, so that is all that I have for you today. What are some of the sites that you guys use for Preloved? Are there any that I'm missing? Do you have any of these items? What is your wish list items on the Preloved market? Now don't go buying all my city bags before I get one, because I really want one. So all my pouches now. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far, I'm assuming you like my vibe. So why don't you subscribe and join the tribe, and I will see you in the next one. Love ya.
I'm outside in an AMG, right outside, TT.